Welcome, it's your boy, the Grandmaster Troll, here to give you guys some of the best officiating content YouTube has to offer. It's a very exciting year for the basketball season. Playoffs are getting ready to start. CYO playoffs kicked off. Diocese is next week. High school playoffs is getting to start. The sections tournament is getting ready to start, and then before we know it, we're going to be in the state tournament. So I got a couple of referees out there who want to do high school, move up in high school. These three officials, they all do high school, but they want to do playoff games and they want to advance their officiating careers. And me being the CYO manager for CYO, I'm here to help. So they had a game. It's a good thing. Parents out there, coaches out there, a lot of people out there are recording the games and they're sending me the links because they want me to help train the officials to make them better. So we gotta send a special shout out real quick. Person we gotta shout out is this person right here, one of our scorekeepers.
He's gonna win it in an overtime battle. Oh my goodness. A great game. They pulled it out towards the end there.
So we got this young man right here. He is one of our scorekeepers for CYO, and he also announces some of the games as he's aspiring to be a sports journalist. So, I want to help this young man become a sports journalist. Maybe we'll see him at one of the major networks as a journalist, a correspondent, ESPN, Fox, or he may want to go the independent route and start his own company, his own brand. So subscribe to his YouTube channel. I will link it down in the box so you can follow him. But due to him and some other people, I have game footage. We're going to review the first round game between St. Joseph's and St. Edward's AA. I sent the officials who worked this game a couple of plays to take a look at. So we're going to talk about the first play. And the first play of the game you can see is right here. And we're going to talk about, is this a backcourt violation? And if so, where should the throw-in spot be? So without further ado, let's run the tape.
.22 trying it up, no good there. 1:50 on the clock. They're gonna have to try and find the ball. And it's over and back and over and back. We got subs coming in. Hornet.
Okay, stop it right there. Let's go ahead and break it down. First, we got to talk about when dribbling from the backcourt to the front court, what is front court status? In order to get front court status, you got to have 2 feet in the ball into the front court.
22 trying it up, no good there.
So we'll stop it right here. He's still in the backcourt. He dribbles. He's still in the backcourt. He has 1 foot on the line, has yet to dribble in the front court. Now he has a back foot in the back court, and he never dribbled into the front court.
They're going to have to try and find the ball.
So we have the backcourt call. Let's back it up one more time and play it. We're going to talk about the official who made the call, who is the old lead becoming the new trail. So as the ball is in transition, our new trail doesn't hustle down and maintains that 2-and-2 look with the ball handler. He lets the players get out in front of him. I'm assuming he's blocked because this player right here may be blocking his vision, so he's probably waiting behind to hopefully get an open look. You can see right here the ball is approaching the division line, and we're just 1 step away from the end line. So what this official has to do, because when the official make this call, this is what the official said.
Clock, they're gonna have to try and find the ball.
So the official who made the call asks that the player go all the way across. That leads me to believe that he was unsure if the player went all the way across and actually had front court status. So what our trail official has to do is, one, he has to hustle 22. Down. He has to hustle to a spot, but secondly,
try it up, no good there. 150.
If he is out of position to make this ruling for a backcourt violation, he can always rely on the center official right here, which you can see her right here. She's in the slot. She'll have the best luck because she'll be at the division line.
On the clock, they're going to have to try and find the ball.
So when the call is made, you can see her head right here, bottom left corner. She's at the division line. So when this official calls over the back and asks the question, our center official should tweak their whistle to bring attention onto her and say, partner, the ball handler never had front court status because that player didn't have the ball and 2 feet in the front court. So we have an inadvertent whistle, and it should be blue ball at the point of interruption. Now, it's when you're new, when game is moving fast and depending on the game flow and all that other stuff, you may be unsure if the player did have front court status, but you need to note this play down in your head, because later on in the game, you may want to ask the calling official, hey, what did you see on that backcourt? I didn't think the player had front court status. Remember, they need 2 feet in the ball. Were you sure? And you talk about things so you don't make the same mistakes. Now, if we have this play happen again, and you're officiating with me or somebody else, we're not going to call this a backcourt violation. But since you call this a backcourt violation in the second quarter, if we have this play in the third and the fourth quarter and the referees make the correct call and say this isn't a backcourt violation and we let the play continue, a coach may get upset because, hey, you called this a backcourt violation in the second quarter. Why isn't it a backcourt violation in the fourth quarter? Or you call this a backcourt violation this game. Now I get them next week in the playoffs and we have a similar play like this and I don't call backcourt violation, then he's going to get upset. He's going to argue the call, and depending on how demonstrative he is and what kind of sportsmanship he shows as he's arguing the call, he may get a technical foul because he's unsure what the rule is, because we're inconsistent crew to crew as to what we are calling. Now, if we do have a backcourt violation, where is the throw-in spot?
And it's over and back and over and back. We got subs coming in.
So now we got to understand, because at different levels, there's different rules and mechanics. And when you're trying to ref high school playoffs, when you want to advance in the state tournament, you're going to have people from the CIF watching you. You're going to have different conference coordinators watching you. You're going to have different evaluators watching you as they determine who moves on to the next round. If they got to take off a crew because they didn't do a good job officiating, they want you to be able to show that you know the rules, that you know the mechanics, that you can control the game, and that you pass the eye test, and that you show good judgment when you're making your calls. Those are the 5 things evaluators are looking for. So right now, we don't know the backcourt rule because our trail called backcourt and our center official who had the best look didn't correct it. If you want to get a passing grade, if you want to impress the evaluators, when your partner makes a call like this and asks the question, did the player get all the way into the front court? that's your time to say, no, that player didn't. It's an inadvertent whistle, and you will show to the evaluators that you know the rules and you could run the game. So now mechanically, the throw-in should be at the 28th spot. Remember, we got the 4 spots. We got the 2 on the baseline, and there should be a mark near the coaching box. I don't think Holy Spirit has a spot, but whatever you determine the spot to be. If you determine the spot to be at this chair, if you determine the spot to be at where the stairs stop, or if you determine the spot to be at this goal line, whatever that 28-foot line mark is, that's where this throw-in spot to be. So when we have backcourt violations, we shouldn't be doing the throw-in at the division line. We shouldn't be doing the throw-in in the backcourt. It has to be somewhere in this area right here because we got the 4 spots. So that was that play. That was that play with the backcourt violation. I believe there's a couple more plays we got to look at. Let me see if I could pull those plays up. Okay, this one is, what did I title this play? I titled this play, let me bring it up so you guys at home can see. Do we switch on rebounding fouls going down the court? What signal was not given by the calling official? So now back to advancing in the playoffs. The evaluators who are watching you work these ball games, they want to know if you know the mechanics. So let's run the play and see what happens.
Ball play by St. Joseph. They're trying to take it back. Rolls off the tongue. And we got a whistle. We got a foul on the floor. We got a foul on 45.
So we had a foul on white 45. We had a good foul on white 45, but we didn't switch properly. And when you're doing high school playoff games, especially 3-person, the people evaluating you, they want to know that you know 3-person mechanics.
Some great basketball.
So as we run this play here, we're in the front court.
By St. Joseph.
We have a shot. It looks like a 3-point shot, but we can't tell because the shooter is out of the frame. And does our C mark it? Our C marks the 3-point shot. You can see it right there.
Take it back.
We see 45 go for the rebound. He's good right here. Remember, he could jump and high point the ball just as long as he doesn't displace. So he hasn't done it now. He hasn't committed a foul at this moment. Then Blue gets the ball, and we can see that 45 is now holding him, and we have a foul call. Now, when this official calls the foul at the spot, you got to let everybody know what you have, whose ball is going to be, and where at, and you got to set the table for your crew because we could be in bonus, and we may have to pick out a shooter. So when we call our fouls and we have a rebounding foul, since we call this on white and the play is going down the court, we got to call our foul open hand, and we got to point that we're going this way. It's going to be blue ball, and then we're going to point to the end line. It's important that you point because when you do this and say you're going that way, that tells your trail official that he's going to be the new lead, and you're going to report your foul, white 45 hold, and then you're going to go back to the throw-in spot and administer the throw-in. If you just point to the ground, you're telling the trail official, okay, you have a foul on the team. Let me go back to it real quick. You have a foul on the team that's on defense. meaning offense is going to get the ball. So this is why you point down, because the team on offense is going to keep the ball, and that tells the trail official he's going to be the lead, and you're going to go to the table. You're going to switch with him, report the foul. He'll be the lead, and you be the trail. This is why our trail official came down to the lead, because when she called the foul, she did this and she did that. As opposed to doing this, it's going to be blue ball going that way. On the end line, you report, you take a couple of steps onto the floor and you report and you go back. So when you do that incorrectly, you're telling the evaluators, the people who are watching you, the CIF people who are out in these gyms scouting, and they're trying to see which official is going to work the championship game, which official is going to move up. This is what they're looking for. So that was that play. Let's see. I know I got more plays. What do I got next? Oh, this is going to be a good one right here. We definitely got to talk about this play right here. Let me see if I can pull it up for the people at home, because we got to talk about this play right here. Here we have a 29-5 ball game in the second quarter. It appears that St. Joseph is going to run away with this game. So now we got this term in the officiating world that we use called game management. We got to just manage the game. The game has been decided. All we got to do is manage the game. Call the obvious. Any unsporting fouls, we got to penalize them. So let's run this play.
Well, they'll have to play it in soon as we get off a steal. Euro steps. Can't get up past the Brexit. Three's going to take it out on the rebound. Jump ball. That way.
So we had a jump ball, but did y'all see what happened after the jump ball? Let's back it up.
Get off a steal.
Number 3 gets the rebound.
Euro step.
There's a tussle for the ball.
Can't get up past the Brexit.
Our official blows the whistle for a jump ball. So we have a dead ball. And what does blue number 3 do?
Three's going to take it out on the rebound.
Oh, he shoved the player and then he said something to the player. So now we have to manage this situation. So what are our options in this situation? In this situation, we could give blue number 3 a technical foul, meaning St. Edward's would get 2 shots in the ball, or we could talk to number 3 about his conduct and let him know that that's not something he should be doing, and he has to calm down and play the game within the rules. So based on this situation, those are our options. I would like to see a technical foul called.
Well, they'll have to play it in soon as we get off a steal. Euro steps. Can't get up past the Brexit. Three's going to take it out on.
He did push the player back. Then after he pushed the player, he said something to the player. And it doesn't look like the player said, "I'm sorry." It looks like he's not saying "my bad." It doesn't look like he's saying "excuse me, I really didn't mean to push you like that." It looks like he's saying something that isn't too pleasant, but hey, I can't hear what he said, so we're going to give this player the benefit of the doubt, but he did push the player after the whistle was blown. Now, how do we address this situation? Well, the first thing we got to do when we have a jump ball, we got to close in on the action. So our calling official, who's in the slot right here, who's our center official, should be closing in on the action. So one, you can hear what the player said, and if something does happen, you're closer to the action to where you could step in between the players in case an altercation breaks out, because 45 might want to retaliate, white 24 might want to retaliate. White number 33 might want to, get involved. You don't know what will happen. So that's why you want to use your presence and close in on these situations.
The rebound. Jump ball.
So the play's over, and then it looks like the center official may be going to talk to number 3, but ultimately doesn't go talk to number 3. So that was that particular play. I think we have a couple of more plays to look at. Okay, yeah, this will definitely be a good play to talk about right here. Okay, so on this play, we're going to have a blind screen on this play. We're going to have a blind screen on this play.
Attempt, no good by Ethan Reyes. Rebounds, St. Edwards. 1 minute 10 on the clock now. Tin Huiner is on ball. They pass inside. Ball's going to rebound.
So that was the play. That was the screen. Now let's break it down.
St. Edwards.
So our trail, this is the trails play right here. You got to maintain your 2-2 with this matchup right here.
1 minute.
And as the play is starting to set up, you got to take your eyes off from this matchup. You got to come and officiate this screen right here. Because as we can see, our center official more than likely is not going to come across court and call that screen for you. The center official can, but more than likely the center official won't. But the center official should have a look.
10 on the clock.
Then we're looking at our lead. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm assuming we got a 5th player out here somewhere.
Now, 10
that I really can't see. Where's our 5th player is in the corner. So our lead,
St. Edwards. 1 minute 10 on.
Our lead may be looking at it, but remember, our lead more than likely their line right here is the free throw line. So our lead official, they can, but more than likely they won't. So this is going to fall on the trail. So now,
St. Edwards.
Now that we established that the trail has the best look, we need our trail to officiate our primary. One thing they tell us when we go to college camps, professional camps, and they say officials at that level are getting paid $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a game. They're getting paid $4,000 a game to ref in their primary. Here, we're getting paid $40 a game, so we're getting paid $40 a game to referee in our primary.
1 minute.
We got this blind screen coming. What are our parameters when players set a blind screen that's not coming? This is where we have to open up our rule book, because in the playground, everybody sees that this player is stationary. The player stops short of contact. On the playground, everybody thinks this is a legal screen.
Now, Tin Huiner is on ball. They pass. No good by Ethan Reyes. Rebounds, St. Edwards. 1 minute 10.
So let's stop it here. Let's get our rule book and see what the parameters are when a player sets a blind screen. Okay, so we got our trusty rule book right here, and we're going to read Rule 4, Section 40, Screening, Article 1. A screen is a legal action by a player who, while touching the playing court without causing contact, delays or prevents an opponent from reaching a desired position. Article 2. To establish a legal screening position, the screener may face any direction. Time and distance are relevant. The screener shall be stationary except when both the screener and opponents are moving in the same path in the same direction. The screener shall stay within the screener's vertical plane with a stance approximately shoulders width apart. Article 3. When screening a stationary opponent from the front or side within the visual field, the screener may be anywhere short of contact. Article 4. When screening a stationary opponent from behind outside the visual field, the screener shall allow the opponent one normal step backward without contact. Article 5. When screening a moving opponent, the screener shall allow the opponent time and distance to avoid contact by stopping or changing direction. The speed of the player to be screened will determine whether the screener may take a stationary position. The position will vary. It may be one or two normal steps or strides from the opponent. Article 6. When screening an opponent who is moving in the same path and direction as a screener, the player behind is responsible if contact is made because the player in front slows up or stops and the player behind overruns the opponent. Article 7. A player who is screened within the player's visual field is expected to avoid contact by going around the screen. In cases of screens outside the visual field, the opponent may make inadvertent contact with the screener, and if the opponent is running rapidly, the contact may be severe. Such a case is to be ruled as incidental contact provided and the opponent stops or attempts to stop on contact and moves around the screen, provides the screener is not displaced if the screener has the ball. Article 8. A player may not use arms, hands, hips, or shoulders to force through a screen or to hold the screener and then push the screener aside in order to maintain a guarding position on an opponent. So let's go back to our blind screen and let's see what happens.
Bounds, St. Edwards.
He's coming up right here in transition.
1 minute 10.
Outside the visual field, does he allow the player to take a step or player is back? Do they allow them to take one step, one or two strides?
The clock now. Tin Huin is on ball. They pass inside.
It's all the referee's judgment. Some will think this is an illegal screen.
Edwards.
Some will think that this is a legal screen.
1 minute 10 on the clock now. Tin Huin.
The three officials on the court, by not blowing a whistle, deemed that to be a legal screen. And with that said, it is your boy, the Grandmaster Troll. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're interested in becoming a basketball referee and you want to be trained by your boy, the Grandmaster Troll, let me know. You'll get a referee shirt. You'll get a couple of rule books. You'll shadow one of our veteran officials, myself or somebody else, and then we'll put you out on the court with the little third, fourth graders, and before you know it, you may be officiating in the NBA. So with that said, I want to thank all the parents and coaches who have sending me game film. I always wanted the game film, and now I'm subscribed to your YouTube channels. When I come home after reffing my games late night, I'm able to see what my referees are doing out there on the court. I can screen record and share them clips of what they're doing, and ultimately it's to help them to get better officials. We get better officials, we get better players, we get better coaches, and more importantly, if everybody's better, we have a better game and we'll have a better community. It's your boy, the Grandmaster Troll. Like, share, subscribe. Peace.